why do they get through so much in the day, but they've still got 24 hours? You see, a lot of highly productive people, when they look at their particular day, they don't just look at their day and wonder, hey, what am I going to do? No, what they're actually got, a lot of them have got tools. They've got tools that actually help them through the day. So what are these tools that I'm referring to? Well, these tools are technology tools. And this is what I want to share with you guys today, is technology is not something where you have to be the tech savvy expert at it. You don't have to be the one that has to know everything. You see, being technology supported is the way that we can actually start to save time in our business. And when we start looking at highly productive people, you'll actually find that they have technology tools behind them that support them. Now, I'm going to share with you 3 tools that's going to help you through your day. And in fact, these tools are not only designed to help you in the beginning of your business, but it's also to help you when you start to expand your business, when time becomes so valuable for you. So I'm going to share these 3 tools. The first tool is a tool when I used to coach agents. In fact, I'm a good old-fashioned school type of person, pen and paper. That was my go-to for doing anything, diaries in hand, and had all my appointments booked out. But then there were things that would happen to me. I would have my diary, and in error, I would leave my diary at a client's house, or I would have it in the car and someone would phone me and say, hey, can we meet tomorrow at 10 o'clock? And I got a bit tongue-tied because, well, did I have an appointment tomorrow at 10 o'clock? So what did I do? I started getting into technology. And there's a simple tool out there. And it's a tool that I suggest to every single one of my clients. Even if you're old school, I migrated over. And you don't have to be tech savvy. You don't have to be the expert. But use a digital calendar. You see, what happens with a digital calendar is, and I've asked this so many times to agents, when you go out to appointments, do you leave your diary behind or your phone? And I can tell you every single time their phone is strapped to their hip. It's strapped to their hand. They never lose their phone. So having this digital diary on your phone, what it actually does is it gives you a bit of a breathing space. It allows you to set up your calendar. You can actually have a look at it. And you can then say, hey, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, I've got an appointment. Let's make it for 11 o'clock. But now that's just the basic of the actual calendar. What you now can do is you can take this one step further. How many times have you gone to an appointment and your clients are running late or they forget? And that's time that's getting wasted. So what do? This is how we take that digital calendar to the next level. Well, instead of just having it as a calendar, why not invite your buyers, your sellers, into that particular calendar so they get a reminder? It lands on their calendar, and what do? Well, while they're actually sitting in a meeting, suddenly ping, their phone goes up and goes, oh, I've got a meeting with Stuart, I need to get out. And you'll find that you're going to have a lot more of your appointments on time, which means it's going to start to save you time. You're not going to be sitting there for a half an hour waiting for your clients because they forgot about that appointment. You don't have to phone them 30 minutes before, an hour before to remind them because it's always there. So the first tool and the tip that I want to share with you today is get yourself a digital calendar. Get yourself that calendar where not only can you invite people through, but it gives those reminders that come through. Now, Google Calendar, we all have access to it. Unless you've got a different one, get yourself that digital calendar, load it onto your phone, sync it to it in the cloud so that you have that access all the time. I promise you now, when you speak to any top agent, you're going to find that their digital calendar is always up to date. And the last point that I want to share with us is when somebody sends you a message or gives you a phone call and says, hey, do you mind if we move the appointment? You can just click and drag it to that next open available time slot so that you're not double booking yourself. And once you do that, the system automatically sends the updates to everybody so that you don't fall into the trap of people saying, oh, I thought it was Thursday, not Friday. so that you get yourself on track. So that's the first tool that I want to share with you. The second tool, and again, it's in technology. There are so many times that when we go out to appointments, we actually are running out of, let's say, paperwork. You know, we go to an appointment and we need information about a property, or we go to an appointment and suddenly we need a mandate or we need a bit of information. And we're then scrolling around or running around trying to find out, where are these documents? So my strong suggestion to you is have all your documents in, for instance, a Google Drive. Something that you can access on your phone, that if you're with a client and you need to get them a seller's disclosure, or maybe you've got a marketing presentation that you just want to send out to them, or a short video, have that on your phone that you can go click, click and send it. You see, the time that gets wasted is trying to remember, oh, I need to get this. The time that gets wasted is now going in and actually trying to find where these documents are in an offline basis. So have all your documentation stored in a cloud that gives you that easy access. You see, time and stress are linked to each other, and you want to reduce the time and you want to reduce the stress. So put all your documents, mandates, offer to purchases, disclosures, marketing tips and tricks, code of conduct, all the documents that you require, have it up in the cloud. In fact, what I used to do as an agent, I used to have my CMAs done and copied into the cloud. When I used to go and meet with a client, if they said to me, hey, do you mind if I get a copy of that? Now, a lot of times I had my CMA and I take notes on it. Now I want those notes. I don't want to hand them back over to them. So I said, no problem. I would sit right there and I'd have that CMA in my Google Drive. And I would just go click, 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 and it's sent straight through to them there and then in the actual appointment. So the second one is saving your required documents in a cloud that gives you easy access. Now, the last tool and tip that I want to share with you, this is where you're going to start to expand on your particular business. This is where you're going to take your business to that next level. You see, when you start going through appointments after appointments after appointments, and between appointments you have got calls and you're making calls and receiving calls, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to have a lot of notes that come towards you. These are notes that needs to be actioned. For instance, you might go into a seller's appointment and you need to arrange a photographer, but it's only available on Friday afternoons from the seller. Or you need to arrange for a builder or something. There's a lot of notes that get taken in. And what actually happens is, at the end of the day, we sit there and we think, well, what was it that I needed to remember? Now, if you'd written them down, there's a chance that you could have written another note next to that, or lost that piece of paper. So the tip and tool that I want to share with you is so straightforward. In fact, it sets you up. And if you get into the habit of doing this now, when you get to the point of growing a team where you've got administrative support and you've got buyer and seller agents, you're going to see how this tool is going to help you to expand. You see, this tool is a note taker. It's something where you can actually, while you're in an appointment, you walk out, you can pick up your phone and you can actually take a note, a voice recording, and you can then send that either to yourself or alternatively, you send it directly to the person that needs to action it and respond for it. You see, when you've got this in place, it's going to save you a lot of time. Now, this is the great way what I used to do. Straight after a viewing appointment, and if I signed the actual mandate, I needed to arrange the photographer. And I would then send a voice note through to my admin and say, hey, I've just come from 123 Apple Street, and we need to arrange the photographer on either Monday or Tuesday at 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And I'd send the message. And I'd go straight on to the next appointment, knowing that that little voice message went directly to the person that was responsible for doing that. Now, how did that save me time? Well, it meant that I didn't have to get into my car, now go through to the next appointment, at the end of the day, sit down in a meeting, speak for about a half an hour to an hour, giving the instructions of what's needed to happen. This was quick and to the point. And I worked with my admin and they knew all the appointments that I were going on. Why? They had access to my Google Calendar. So they knew where I was going anyway. They expected and anticipated these voice messages that would come through to me. And that was saving a huge amount of time and stress to help you in your business. So I wanted to share with you these 3 technology tools that are so simple that you can start using from today. Get that Google Calendar. That's one that I personally use. Get the calendar that gives you access to add invites for your buyers and sellers, and start doing that so they're aware of it, so they don't run late. Saves you a lot of time. The second is get that Google Drive where you can store all your documents in so that you have a place to quickly access and know what it is, and you can send it straight away. And the third is having this voice recorder or a video recorder that you can send either to your admin, to yourself if you're running a solo agent, or to your team so they're aware of what's going out. Start implementing these 3 and you're going to see how you're going to get back so much of your time.